everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Mr. Bill versus the Box here at the Bascom in Highlands, North Carolina. It's going to be a special episode today. The Bascom has many friends in the community, one of which is the Highlands Literacy Council. And so this week, the Highlands Literacy Council has picked all of the items that are in the box. I don't know what they are yet, but once we go through it, we're going to make a cool project out of the surprise items that have been provided today by the Highlands Literacy Council. Now, Literacy Council is focused on educating youth and adults, not just reading and writing, but other skills too. They're primarily an after-school program here in Highlands, North Carolina that provides tutoring services, reading services, and a variety of other educational opportunities for young people and adults. So they do great work in the community, and the Bascom is happy to work with them on a regular basis. We do a program with the Literacy Council called Read, Write, Create, where we read a book. The students read a book ahead of time, and then Mr. Bill shows up, and we do a project related to the book. So it helps the students work on their visual literacy skills and a few other things too. So it's a great group. We're happy to have them as friends here at the Bascom, and I thank them very much for putting the materials in the box today. So let's get started on our project. What is in the box today? Let's find out. Courtesy of the Literacy Council, we've got some white paper, pretty heavy duty. I think it's actually watercolor paper. Orange construction paper. Yellow yarn. Glue, white glue. We used that last time in a different way though. We used a brush, if you remember. Cotton stuffing, maybe more like polyester stuffing. Liquid watercolors. Super cool. We haven't used any paint before. Watercolor paint, that'll be great. Got 3 colors, yellow, blue, and red. Those are primary colors. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Brush. It's kind of a Japanese sumi ink brush, but it'll be great for using the watercolors. So that's a new tool that we haven't used before. And oh my, Pete the Cat. Pete the Cat, folks. One of my favorites. So we've got a book. Awesome. I'm really excited about these materials today. For one, we've got all new materials that we've never used before, like paint. And well, we've used a brush. We used it for glue though, not for painting. And I love that we have a book that we're actually going to read together. But there's something really great about this set of paints. I mentioned earlier, primary colors. So yellow, blue, and red are primary colors. And this is called a color wheel. We use it a lot here at the Hughes studio. So you can see how I set up. Yeah, yellow, blue, and red are my primary colors. And what's great is you can make almost any color you want out of these 3. So if I mix yellow and blue, what I get green. If I mix yellow and red, I get orange. If I mix red and blue, I get violet or purple. So, and there's all kinds of colors in between too. But that's what's really interesting about the primaries. If I mix these, I get what are called secondary colors. And then these ones in between, like yellow-green and blue-green, those are called tertiary colors, but we won't get too deep into that. But a color wheel is a really interesting thing to take a look at so you can see how colors work together when they're mixed. So we're going to do a little color mixing because I think we're going to do a project that's a little different than the other ones we've done in the past. So I've got this watercolor paper that the Literacy Council put in the box, and I think we're going to do a project in 2D, right? So we've done a lot of projects in the past that were 3D, which the D stands for dimensions. So a 2D has length and width. 3D has length, width, and height, which is what gives it the 3 dimensions, okay? So we're going to do something 2D today, which means it's going to be relatively flat. We do have some materials that might give us some surface on there, but it's still going to be mostly 2D. So that's cool too. I wanted to talk about that with you. Up next, I think we're going to read Pete the Cat together. What do you think? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, it's Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. This is a good one. Okay, here we go. Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. Pete the Cat is bananas for bananas. See, got a few bananas there. He eats bananas at breakfast with milk and Kitty Puff cereal. He eats banana sandwiches with peanut butter, just like Elvis. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I like them too. Pete is a fan of bananas and ice cream. Delicious. That's a Sunday. One day Pete eats a bad banana. That was the last banana Pete ever ate. Ooh, he had to use the pink stuff. That's for when you have an upset stomach. What makes Pete happy now? Oranges! Okay, by now you guys ought to know that Mr. Bill finds inspiration in all kinds of places. I found it outside, I found it here in the studio, I found it up in the Bascom galleries before, but today the Literacy Council included a book in my box and I found some inspiration in this. Now what's neat about storybooks like Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana, which by the way is written and illustrated by James Dean, is that they have illustrations in them. Now illustrations are great because they're a different kind of visual image. They tell a story. So all the pictures in Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana help tell the story about Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. So I think what I want to do today is I want to do a 2D picture that tells a story. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I just have to come up with my story. So I'm going to do a little bit of thinking. You know, Pete the Cat's a pretty funny cat. Somebody tell me a joke.
What's the funniest animal?
I don't know. Not Pete the Cat?
A comedian.
Thanks, Hudson. That was a good one. Okay, I think I got some good ideas in the library. So now, as always, I want to do some sketches first to draw my story first. And then we're going to make the final project after I do that. So come join me with the sketchbook. Okay, it might be hard to tell, but this is the story of what Mr. Bill has to do to get ready to go to the grocery store to buy bananas, good or bad. So see, I've got my goggles on, I've got my respirator on, my bandana's around my neck, and then I got 2 bananas in there. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll on this project, just like Elvis. Too bad I don't have a peanut butter and banana sandwich, but I'm gonna do my illustration of Mr. Bill goes to the grocery store to buy bananas. Well, that was another great box challenge today here at the Bascom. I'd like to thank our friends at the Literacy Council of Highlands for picking the materials that are in the box and also including this great book, Pete the Cat and the Bad Banana. Check out some of these other Pete the Cat books. They're really great. I had fun using the new materials of the project, and enjoyed doing an illustration that tells kind of a story, one that maybe seems a little silly about Mr. Bill putting on his mask and goggles to go to the grocery store to buy bananas. But I want everybody to be safe, and hope you'll try the box challenge at home, and look forward to joining you next time. Have a great day.
Well, I guess I beat the box today. It's no big deal, well, you might say. It's just a box with stuff inside, but there's so much more when you think outside the box.